Thank you. I'm an Englishman living in Wales, so let's do a cultural exchange. If I was opening a conference in Wales, I would greet you in the following way. Bore da, sit oiti. So, come on, learn so much. Bore da, sit oiti. Great. We were talking or listening about over-tourism just now. And I ask you, please will you all read the Barcelona Declaration called Better Places to Live, Better Places to Visit. The declaration was signed in October of this year, and it gives solutions to the concept and the reality of over-tourism. The second thing I'd like to share with you before I start the presentation is that we have just finished a piece of work looking at 200 projects around the world that have transformed their destinations positively. Of those 200 transformational tourism projects, less than 5% are in heritage. 35% are in contemporary culture. 40% are what I would describe as hybrids. Projects you cannot define. They're neither cultural or heritage or food and drink. They're amalgams. They're fusions. They're great ideas produced by hybrid thinkers. During this presentation, I'm going to ask you to do things. Because if you listen, you forget. If you read, you remember. But if you do, you understand. So, I'm going to take you on a personal journey of these years working in tourism, and I'm trying to get to the heart of the art and the science of making great tourist experiences. And it is an art and a science. So, the karaoke begins. Read what you see on the screen. Come on. There are only 2 rules in tourism. Okay? Remember, understand, there's only 2 rules in tourism. So, read. Okay? Rule 1, always have great experiences. So if that is rule 1, what's rule 2? You never forget rule 1. Okay? Come on. Perfect. So where are the places that get it right? This is the personal journey. Places where I return to. Places I love. Places that give me more than I expect. Places that are consistent in what they deliver for tourism. So here's just a few of these destinations. And it's always about destinations. I'll come back to that. So, Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Have a look at what they're doing now. Their DMO is the world's first sustainable charity called the Riverwind Foundation, which is now running the destination. Extraordinary. This is brilliant. The Basque Country in Spain, San Sebastian, Bilbao. Always get it right. Bled, Ljubljana, Slovenia, always gets it right. In 50 years of going to Slovenia, 50 years, it's never let me down. That's interesting. Istria, Croatia, similarly. Bregenzerwald, Vorarlberg, Austria, always delivers. So something interesting is happening in these destinations that consistently deliver great experiences. Franschhoek, the Western Cape. Baden-Baden, in a very different way, a much more formalized way, but always delivering great experiences. And I love this place. You know, the Hauser family, Balthasar Hauser, has a vision, and you share that vision. It's interesting. His doors have never closed for 400 years. He's doing something right. And of course, Linz. So, the art of the great seems to me to be about emotional connection. They go beyond the physical. They go beyond giving me great food and drink. It's all delivered in a way that I emotionally connect with the place and the people. It always exceeds my expectations. It never lets me down. There's a lot of serendipity. Think about your own travel. Most of the great experiences come by chance. Happening to meet somebody. Doing something that was completely unexpected. Discovery, wonderment, delight. That's serendipity. You know, the wonderment of finding a discovery. They're always a delight, and in this art of creating experiences, they always happen in a place. These destinations are doing something which is making this work. And what they do is they understand the science of great experiences. So, science and wonder and art. Science of the great depends upon understanding the market and understanding the expectations of our changing visitors. That is interesting. That is the result of 20 years' work, where when we have visited and worked in a destination, we analyze the destination. We've created a model called the Stevens-Hudson model, which scores a destination across 52 different dimensions. And it's about looking at the competency of the destination management organization. Now, why that's important is look at what's happening. What do you see on that screen? They're all doing the same things. These are destinations that deliver well. They all do the same things well, and they all do the same things badly, which how we make our living is telling them how to solve the things they do badly. But isn't that interesting? So around the world, 90-odd destinations are doing the same things well. And we can talk about what those same things are. So there is a science to it. This isn't chance that these great destinations are doing the same things well. They understand the tourist. They understand the bigger picture. And the bigger picture for the next 10 to 15 years is this. We're entering a period of unprecedented experimentation in tourism. Tourists are wanting and searching for the difference. That's why we travel. We travel for difference. And in this period of travel, we're going to find people exploring new ideas, new concepts, new places, new foods. People are looking for the different, and the difference, those hybrid solutions, are not going to be found with the people that usually work in tourism. They're going to be found with the people who work in culture, in the mountains, in farming. We have to start bringing this collision of disciplines to create the interesting stories, the interesting products. Let's just have a look at a few market trends. I've only highlighted 3 trends that I think are important. The first one is this. Look at the words that are underlined. Okay? Tourists are now searching for originality and meaning, for experiences that broaden their horizons, opens their minds, and satisfies their bodies. I want more from eating fish than just solving my appetite. We now welcome the arrival of a new type of tourist, the person who wants the local. I want to be a local. I am only a transient local. So when in Linz, I want to do what you do. I want you to tell me your best bar. I want you to nudge me and suggest doing this when I visit Ars Electronica. Go and see this exhibit. Tell me those things that are important to you. I was in a restaurant in Wales last weekend where the food, everything they served, came from within 3 kilometers. Everybody talks about 25 kilometer, 3 kilometers. I want local. Look at the underlined bit. I want destinations to deliver me experiences that work together. You know when you have a necklace, ladies, and it has all the beads on it? The beads on the table mean nothing. It's when you put them on a necklace with a gold chain that it looks good. So I want you to give me necklaces of experiences, things that work together. So all of these experiences that I can get in my home village have to work together. Cheese, cider, festivals, transport, the orchards, the farmers, the chefs, they all have to work together. And that's the challenge. And it becomes even more of a challenge when we look at the importance of co-creation. I want to work with you to create the experience that I want. So we talk about the experience economy, and in terms of a grape, it's where I meet the vintner and I pair the wine with the food. In co-creation, I want to plant the vine, pick the grape, press the grape, make the wine, bottle the wine, label the wine, then find the food, and then eat the food with the wine. And I want to do that with you. I want Linz to give me what I want, and I want to help Linz create that experience for me. And in all of this, please, the persistence of analog. We're rushing to digital, but I actually like to meet Andreas. I like to meet the person. Some of the biggest tourist events in Britain now are avoidance of digital. This one, Classic Album Sundays, is where you go to a place like this and a DJ takes vinyl, puts it on a record player, and people dance to Led Zeppelin or the Rolling Stones and then discuss it. So please don't forget the analog. Think of the experience pulse of a destination. Do this. When you're on holiday, just map how your experience has taken place during the day. And this is what happens. You get highs and you get lows. This is a real experience for me in Ireland's most famous destination. All of the low points are provided by tourism operators, hotels, restaurants. The high points are serendipity. Meeting a farmer in a field talking about his cows. Finding a musician on the streets playing. The high points were not delivered by the tourism industry. That's interesting. And that's why. The tourism industry is exceptionally fragmented. That's why we've got to collaborate. But in that collaboration, just as a previous speaker said, you've got to talk to everybody. The farmers, the bakers, the butchers, the dentist. They're all part of the experience that I'm getting. Let's move on. And serendipity plays a very important part, maybe more than we realize. So, success, a culture of working together. It's about collaboration, stronger together. Because the industry is fragmented, because my experience is dependent upon so many other people, because the destination expects me to enjoy myself, I need everybody to be collaborating. That's what you look like. That's what you look like as a tourism destination. The trouble is, somebody has thrown away the picture on the cover of the jigsaw box to show you what it looks like. So you've got to create that picture by all of you working together. It's not just culture and tourism. It's everybody I may encounter. And this is where digital becomes helpful in the science of delivering great experiences. This is real-time hot imaging of where tourists are in one of the Basque cities. They monitor 24 hours a day, Instagram, Facebook, all the other social media, on where people are smiling and where people are sending messages that are negative. So they create hotspots. Red are places where people are having problems. No taxis, restaurant closes early, bad food. So they're able to monitor the DNA of the visitor experience and then manage it out the system. So, some conclusions. Well, it's all about collaboration. It's all about everybody working together to a shared vision, a shared strategy, common trust, common vision, common sense. Come on. Karaoke. It's all about destination management, together stronger. Talking about destination management, I won't dwell on this, but have a look at the work called the Sangalan Model for Destination Management. It's really good. Now, what's happening? What is changing? What does destination management mean? Well, first of all, it needs vision and ambition. The community, the destination, has got to have that vision and ambition. And these are pictures of people who are leading that. So if you have vision and ambition, you've got to have leaders. And very often, great destinations, the ones I've showed you, have great leaders. Strong destinations have strong destination management organizations. This is Istria and Zalveld and Leogang. Extraordinary good small destination. Destination leaders and visionaries are essential. Okay, so one of the main messages, I think, of the conference about travel culture is that we need hybrid solutions. And as Klaus Sendlinger says, the tourism industry is insufficiently innovative to deliver the hybrid solutions of the future. So, we've got to open up. Can you shift the slide? We've got to open our minds. The world of tourism is full of very boring experiences. There's lots of sameness. You do that in Bregenzerwald, we want to do it in Graz, you know. It's sameness. So we've got to start thinking differently. Are you willing to allow different types of people to influence your thinking in tourism or in culture? This guy up here, Gordon Young, is a madman. He's an urban disruptive. He creates the most extraordinary, wonderful placemaking sculptures. He's extraordinary. So open your minds, be prepared to try something different. 1 minute. Be prepared to accept there are new actors, there are new voices, there are new people who want to deliver tourism. This is some interesting things happening. So, the bass guitarist of a rock band called Wilco transforms an unknown town in America called North Adams into one of the most extraordinary destinations you'll ever wish to go to. Art dealers, Johan Hauser and Manuela Wirth, changing the destinations. New voices, new people, new actors. Global nomads. This couple, who established Babylon Storen in Franschhoek in South Africa, are now opening in southern England. Why? Serendipity. They liked southern England. So times are changing. We have to be prepared for the new conditions, and the new conditions are driven by hybrid people thinking differently, delivering that. That's my summation. That's the conclusion. A destination with leaders and visionary people working together is the key to deliver great experiences. So all of you have to be challenged by that. Why not think of the things that have never been done before? Because that, as a tourist, is probably what I'm looking for. Finally, innovation happens when you get drunk. And in Copenhagen, they produced a beer called the Problem Solver. And it tells you, if you're a man or a woman, how much of the bottle you have to drink in order to be at your maximum innovation state of mind. So the next conference, ply everybody with wine and alcohol. Okay, so I'll leave you with that thought. You cannot merely want to be considered just the best of the best. As a destination, you have to be the only ones that do what you do. Because that's why I will want to visit you. And if you want to buy a best marketing book, if you only buy one book on marketing, buy Marketing Lessons from the Grateful Dead. And those of you who are so young in this audience, go and find out who the Grateful Dead are. Okay, so in conclusion, which blade cuts the ribbon? Art or science? The answer is, just like a pair of scissors, it's not one blade, it's the whole scissor that cuts the ribbon. Thank you.